Hey, welcome on back to the AnKorage where everything is awesome, and I'm doing something special today. This is just something a little fun. Mainly, I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I did it, and I wanted to show a couple of things about it. That's pretty much it. What is that? Well, I created a virtual machine, which is no great shakes or anything like that. But I wanted to see if I could build a virtual machine using Windows 11. So, and I have successfully done that. In creating it, what I had to do was I found a way to help it out a little bit. Of course, you could use the media creation tool to create the ISO and go from there. However, I wanted it to have some things missing, as it were. I wanted it to be de-bloated, so I went through a listing and took out everything that I didn't want in there. I wanted nearly a blank slate, so I found this process that would create an unattended installation answer file of sorts. And you know, I'm not going to show you that file, and I'm not going to show you where I got it or anything like that, but I de-bloated it. I also removed the requirements, the hardware requirements and stuff like that, and other little tiddlywinks and stuff like that, and got it running. So I wanted to show you what we've got going on and how we can kind of set it up a little bit for my purposes. So here we have it, and I'll bring it back up here. Now we'll see that it's this resolution. Now the problem with this resolution is that it's in a VM or a virtual machine, and based on my research and stuff like that, I can't change the resolution. So what we see right here is what we've got, which is basically an old style menu. It's 1024 by 768 or something like that. One thing you'll notice right off the bat, if I right click, I've got the old context menus. So that was one of the options that I picked. I wanted the old context menus to see if I could do that, and I could. So there we go. This is how I want it to be. So if we go to display settings, and if we look down here to display resolution, it's all grayed out. 1024 by 768, and it cannot be changed. So this is just a virtual machine, so I don't care. There we go. So other things that we would want to do in here is if we want to find a setting. So let's go to privacy, and we'll go to just general privacy settings. I shut off all of this. So let apps show me personalized ads. No. Let websites show me locally relevant content by accessing my language list. No. Let Windows improve start and search results by tracking launches. No. Show me suggested content in the settings app. No. Show me notifications in the settings app. When off, required notifications are still shown. Okay, so I'll leave that off. Privacy resources, not touching that or anything like that. Help with privacy, blah, blah, blah. A couple other privacy things that I have done is I shut off telemetry. I've also shut off web search. Cortana has also been gone for who knows how long. However, as a precaution, I've also shut off everything related to Cortana. So, of course, we've just got the default desktop. And, of course, we've got the almighty shower poof. And, of course, it is all bright and everything like that. So, I want to personalize this. I don't like the brightness of it. All of this white and stuff like that. I want to switch it to dark. So there we go. As far as themes, possibly take a look. Let's see. Well, there's nothing regarding, let's see. Oh, color. Here we go. So if we go to color, personalized pieces, activate now. Well, it's not activated because I didn't actually buy a license. So I can't do any of this because it's all grayed out. Oh well, whatever. That is quite all right. So, and then of course we've got the taskbar down here. So, of course the start is down here. I like the shape of the Windows icon. And I like that it's not any 3D-ish or anything like that, you know, and nothing that looks like Windows 95. Ugh. Because it's just gross in my eyes. I don't like that. I like just the straight squares. So, but the problem with it is that it's here in the center. I'm not a fan of Apple, you know, much less Macintosh. I want this to be over on the left where it belongs. So if I right click on here, go to taskbar settings, and if I come down to taskbar behaviors, alignment. Well, you only get left and center. Well, all right, fine, whatever. Just left. Show badges on taskbar apps. I'm just going to leave this stuff alone. Share my window from my taskbar? All right. Select the far corner of the taskbar to show the desktop? I'll get rid of that. All right, so that all looks pretty much all right. So we'll close that out. What the hey? And see, it's here back on the left. So if we go back into that, search. It says there's a search box. That's this. No, thank you. I'm going to hide it. Thank you very much. Task view is on. All right, that's fine. Okay, so you can close out of that. And then we've got this. Okay, fine. We'll leave that. What the hey? File Explorer, I'm going to leave that. Microsoft Edge, I am going to unpin that from the taskbar. This is the Microsoft Store. I'm going to unpin that from the taskbar. You got Microsoft Edge up here. I am going to remove that. And this is the shower poof. Still, how can I change that? Well, I actually have a new wallpaper. However, it is set for a larger resolution, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to appear in here. So I'm going to go to here, go to pictures. There it is. Set as wallpaper. Where are you? Set as desktop background. Okay. And there it is. All right. Well, it's kind of chopped off because it basically says W11TE. That actually says Windows 11 test environment. That's pretty much it. And then it's just this. I'll go ahead and I'll leave that. So look at that. You don't have that nasty stuff from Windows. And there's some stuff in the recycle bin. So I am going to empty the recycle bin and get rid of that stuff. So there we go. So yeah. So there is Windows 11 and order graphic. Okay, we'll do that. We'll switch it back. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Excuse me. So there we go. Why did I create this virtual machine of Windows 11 in there? Right off the bat, I just wanted to see, hey, could I do it on my machine? Yeah. All right, there we go. I've got Windows 11 running on a Windows 10 box. So there we go. What am I going to do with it? I really don't have any goals or projects or anything for it. I call it a test virtual machine, so I'll just use it for testing. That's pretty much it. other things I did was I went into privacy settings and I shut off, you know, other aspects of it. Let them track me when I'm launching applications. No, let them do other stuff. I turned off all the privacy settings. I just turned it all off. I don't want any customized this or that or web search or anything like that. But I did de-bloat it, and actually I want to jump back in here real quick. If I can do this, just forward background, turn you on, turn you off. VirtualBox, where are you? Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's like, you know, I've got it all right here and everything like that. But because my actual background is the same as what I've got on here, of course, it didn't quite register. But watch this. Boop. There's nothing on there. There's nothing pinned or anything like that. You know, as far as the Microsoft Store goes, yeah, it's still there. I can still go out and access it, but, you know, it's like, whatever. I'm not concerned with it, so I'm just leaving it. So, of course, since there's nothing out here, I can just still have access to all of my apps. And this app listing is far shorter than it normally would be because of all of the bloat. So I'll just scroll down. And that's it. That's everything. This is very much empty. There are still a few things down here, you know, like the media player. What the hey? Let's see. Microsoft To Do, whatever. Do I want that? I can uninstall that. What the hey? That's uninstalled. System settings, snipping tool, sticky notes. I don't really need sticky notes, so I'm going to uninstall that. Windows backup, blah, 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 blah. My backup strategy is to take drive images. And you know, I would rather just take an entire image of a drive. But, you know, this is a virtual machine, so I don't care what happens to it. If it suddenly dies, it suddenly dies. But I love that this is the old Windows 10 context menu, because that's the way it should be. Yep, that's the way it should be, and that's the way it is. So there we go. So like I said, I did it just to see if I could build it. I don't have any purposes for it. It's not activated. I don't care. Do I want it to be, you know, have green coloring and all that stuff like that? It would be nice, but it's not required. I don't need it to be activated. I don't use 365 services or anything like that. I use LibreOffice, and who knows, maybe what I'll do is just throw a whole bunch of FOSS software on here, on that VM, just for the sake it's FOSS. Yeah. That's what I've done on this machine, and of course that's what I do on my Linux box. And, the Linux box also has Windows 11 on it, but I just keep the OS up to date. That's pretty much it. But it's the same kind of thing. It's relatively de-bloated. I had to do it manually, and things of that sort. Yeah, that was back when I actually did some Windows 11 testing right around the time that it was released. But since then, I've restored it back to just a straight, regular thing. And that was pretty much it. So today, I don't use it for anything. I just update the OS, and it takes forever, because updates take forever with Microsoft. And I really hate booting into that OS on it, because it takes me away from Linux side of things, for one, and also it takes me away from the folks on the Switch to Linux Matrix chat. Granted, I do have it on my phone, which you heard earlier. It tweeped, or it tweeted, because I've got a text, but I'll check that after I'm done here in a second. And yeah, so I keep that Windows build on its own SSD, solid state drive. That was cloned off of the original because I've got that one. Actually, it's over in the office right now, the condo complex office. I have another one I want to replace it with, but you know, I've got the cloned one in here, and it's a terabyte. But the Linux side is on an NVMe drive, which is actually part of the motherboard. So by doing that, I said, yeah, this is primarily a Linux box, therefore Linux and gets the motherboard, essentially. And that's what I did there. What am I going to do with that Windows build? Nah, I'll keep the OS up to date. What the hey? You know, I'll take one for the team on that one there. You know, I do have other Linux virtual machines in this machine. I've got LMDE as my testing environment where I can test things over before I fire it up or install it on my actual production machine. Do I do that all that often? I've never really had to, because Linux is awesome and it's so dang easy to use. I use Linux Mint Debian Edition. I'm using 6 right now, version 6. We should be getting a desktop upgrade within the month, I would expect. You know, usually it's within 2 months, but usually it's with what I've seen in the past couple of versions, 4 and 5. It's been within a month. And that's only because Linux Mint 22 came out. And I think I'm going to have a video of me doing a fresh installation of that. But the desktop environment, or Cinnamon environment, is all new. And so that's going to be migrating over to LMD6 in the next few weeks, probably. So, but in neither sense. But that is this video. And that's pretty much the end of it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming along. Skál. Comment, like, and subscribe as always. Granted, nobody does, but whatever. Drink to victory. So I was victorious.